Hello everyone, welcome back to Technical Tuesday. Today is a requested video, and the requested and star of the show is swatch comparisons, specifically the green, but we're going to do both from the green and the red from November's 2023 Mani Me box from Maniology, starring Winterberry B493 and Spearmint B494. Now we have a lot more reds that are similar to Winterberry than we do greens to Spearmint, so we're going to start with the greens, and that was the requested anyways, and they wanted to see if Spearmint was similar to Lily Pad. Now this is, Lily Pad's actually one of their oldest colors. It's from back in their BMC days, so this bottle is got the BMC. But it is Lily Pad, which is B191, and I do actually have a bottle of it with the Maniology logo. However, this is my oldest one, so I'm oldest first. And Seedling B429, and I'm also going to add in Zombie Hut B485, which was from, I believe, September's 2023 box. And I added it because it is very similar in the bottle. It's just a little lighter. And, when you look at the stamp even on the top, it just looks a little lighter. So it is very similar. So to start off with, you can see that, Lily Pad is similar and so is Seedling. But as I pointed out in a previous video, when you stamp them, they can be very different looking, especially over black and white. And so I'm going to go ahead and stamp them on my mat over the white and the black to show comparisons, and with a bigger area. I'm going to use my lovely M006. This is a collaboration plate with, it looks like Mrs. White 8907. I'm guessing it was a YouTuber. Generally that's what it is when they do collaborations, as YouTubers or somebody else from social media. I'm not entirely sure who this is from, but I'm pretty sure it's a collaboration plate. I love it because it's cats. I love cats. I love animals in generality, but I'm a bigger cat person than I am anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and use this image right here. I feel like this would give us the best comparison to go by. So I'm going to start off with the star of the show, which is Spearmint B494. The one we're comparing to, right? Okay. So I'm going to also start off by apologizing if you hear my children in the background. I just got done filming the mani that I'm currently wearing. This is a few days ahead of schedule, but I don't know when the next time I'm going to get an opportunity to film, and my youngest was sick recently, so I was busy taking care of him. And I'm also going to apologize for Thursday's video, which I just got done filming. Because my 7-year-old, almost 8-year-old was butting in a bunch, and he's just excited, and he doesn't always not follow directions. But he just started stamping on his own for the first time in the last couple weeks and got his own nail products. So he's excited to share his knowledge that Mommy's been teaching him. And he can get a little bullheaded at times. So he doesn't always act like that. It's just when he gets really excited, he has a bad habit of not following directions or listening. He just wanted to help, and he was being extra stubborn. So I apologize. So that is what Spearmint looks like on its own. We're going to go in with Lily Pad now. Alright, if I can get this bottle open. Like I said, she's old. She's old. So if he comes out again and interrupts, I apologize. I don't think he will. We had a discussion about it before I started this filming now, and you know, we discussed how important it is to be following directions. All right, so that is definitely darker and a little warmer of a tone. Go ahead and stamp on for black. So yeah, we had a discussion about how it was rude and to be interrupting me and trying to talk over me and everything else while I was trying to film. It's been fun. It's been fun, guys. It's part of why I don't normally film when he's home or awake. My almost 5-year-old just likes to make a bunch of noise, but he doesn't generally try to interject. He's nonverbal autistic, so he's pretty good about just watching quietly or sometimes repeating things I say. So, you know, like I said, I apologize. You know, they don't have school today, so I'm just kind of stuck with my only opportunity to film with them being home and awake. So, okay, now I'm going to go in with Seedling now, B429. And right off the bat, after scraping, I can tell you this is a lot brighter. I think this would be better compared to Sour Apple than it would be Spearmint. That's very bright. In your face. It's very in your face. Sour Apple's probably closer to Seedling than Spearmint is. But we'll see. We haven't stamped over black yet. It seems like some of you guys like my crazy life anyways. What is it? It's crazy. Had the cat, had the kid. You could probably hear the youngest enjoying his word party. It's crazy here all the time. All the time. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go in with Zombie Hut, which is B485. Yeah, that's more pastel, but it is it's a very similar color. It's just lighter shade, which is kind of nice. You could do a nice gradient with it. Actually, you could do Zombie Hut with Spearmint and have a nice gradient. That would definitely make an interesting gradient. So. This one, out of what I own out of greens that's not metallic, doesn't really have anything too terribly close. They are relatively similar, but they're also very different, even more so than what I would normally see. I'm trying to get it at a good angle here, guys. I'm trying. So right off the bat, like, you can see that it's pretty different. That's, I guess, if you want something, the closest would probably be Seedling, which is weird because, well, if you're going over a light color, I'd say Seedling's probably the closest you're going to look for. If you're going over dark color, Lily Pad's probably the closest you're going to want to look for. Just looking at this, because it's a lot brighter. Seedling's a lot brighter over the dark color than what Spearmint is, but over the light color, the Lily Pad is closer. So as far as greens go, it depends on what you're wanting to do, but they're still very different. So, you know, that's to keep in mind. If that's the very type of shade you want, then you're gonna want to buy that when it comes available, or get the actual subscription box. Which, I mean, even though the subscription box is supposed to be Christmas, given this mani right here, it proves that that's not the only thing you can do with it. This was done with the same subscription box that those came in, and that's not Christmas. That's just winter. And you can even do a fall-based mani off of what it has too. So that's, you know, whether or not you feel it's worth it for you or not, it's entirely up to you. But I most definitely like to get all of the boxes because there's so much versatility, as well as, you know, it could have good value later. Some of the plates resell for much higher after they've sold out than what you originally purchased them at, so it could be considered an investment. Some people do that. I don't ever intend to sell any of my plates, but I'm a collector. Like, that's part of, I like shiny things. And I'm a collector. I like collecting things. I find that when I do get rid of things, unless it's a duplicate, I find myself wishing I had them again, because then something pops up and it's like, man, I needed that after all. It happens to me every single time. So I just naturally steer clear of getting rid of things that I would normally use, or have the potential to use. So stamping plates, I can't find myself letting go of them, because, you know, I will end up using it again, or needing it immediately after getting rid of it, or soon after. It happens more often than I'd like to admit. And I also tend to do other people's nails as well. So because of that, I also like having the variety for people who have a different style than myself and want something different. So having it on hand for other people makes a big difference as well. So, you know, if you don't do just your own nails, you do other people's nails as well, that also gives you more reason to have the collection. Okay, so we're going to go on to the red now, this is Winterberry, which came in the box B493. And we're going to start with it. It's the other half of the star of the show kind of thing here. And we go with the same image. Now this is a really pretty red. I really like this red. It is really pretty. And we're going to go ahead and stamp. And look at that gorgeous red. That is gorgeous. Okay, and we're going to go over the black. Now, red is hard to get to show up nicely over a dark color. I don't expect a lot of these to look all that different on the black than I do the red, because red is one of those weird ones that, like, it just does not like to show up over black or dark colors nicely. So I don't anticipate a lot of these to show up well. So we're going to go in with Cranberry B491. This is also another relatively new one. And over the black, it's probably going to look a lot like that one. Over the white, though, it's probably going to be a little different, because when I stamped it before, it was rather sheer when I compared it to Rudolph. And Rudolph is also in this lineup to compare against. I remember being very surprised by cranberry. It's not what I expected. So we'll see how this all turns out. Okay, so that one's cranberry. Let's go in with candy cane. This was from last year's advent calendar box for Christmas. It was their very first one that they ever did. North Pole was also one that was in it, and that was one that I had used in the mani I'm wearing currently. So where's my stamper? I'm gonna go ahead and grab our stamp. Okay. Not the prettiest pickup I've ever had, but it'll do. It'll do. Okay, so. Alright. So probably Thursday's mani will be one that was requested, and that was last year's November mani box plates, and it was Spooky Christmas. So that'll be like the first Christmas mani I will do for videos. But okay, this one is Lima B474, but I will not do any more Christmas ones until December probably, because I do want to fit in one more fall mani and at least one Thanksgiving mani if I can. I have a cute like pumpkin pie themed one that I did on short nails like what I'm wearing right now last year, that I only did pictures and didn't do it on video, and I probably will do it again this year on camera so that way those who really liked it have an opportunity to actually see it, and new people that didn't see it last year can see it and how I did it. So that one's Lima. And I don't know why there's so many reds so similar to this one. There wasn't as many greens, but my goodness, we need more cream greens in the realm that we had before. Okay, so this one is Bloodbender. And this was last year's Halloween Advent calendar box, I believe. And it's a really pretty red. It's B445. So if you can't tell, Maniology likes their reds and their pinks. Not enough purples, not enough blues and greens. But they're getting there. They're getting there, guys. Okay. So that one is Bloodbender. And now we're on to Candy Apple, which I believe was last year's December box. December mini-me box. They did county fair, I guess is technically what it was called. But like, I had roller coasters and like fair rides and fair food and things like that on it. So it came with an apron in that box too. A cute apron, which I need to wear more. I really do. To protect my clothes a little better when I'm doing my manis. I'm bad about not wearing it, and that is a really pretty color. And that is definitely very similar to Winterberry. So I'm going to stamp that over black now. Alright. I had a very small breakfast, and I can tell I am over here getting hungry with all these food named polishes. Okay, so this one is Galantine. It was also one that I had compared to Rudolph when we had Rudolph's comparison video along with the rest of the polishes from that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stamp. So I wasn't joking about the sheer amount of reds that are similar. It's not like the greens. There wasn't nearly as many greens available. Okay, so that was Galantine, and speaking of Rudolph, the Rudolph is now in hand. Okay. Clean that up. We're going to go in with Rudolph. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do over black. Growling ass stomach. Okay, so we are down to the home run stretch here. The last red to compare this to. Okay, so, and then now the final red is Shanka Santa, which is actually from 2 years ago. 2 years ago for November Mani Me. There's a pattern here, guys. All these reds. Yes, they normally do some kind of like Christmas theme for November, and the reason they do it for November, a lot of people are like, why are you doing it in November and not December? The reason they do it for November is because sometimes the shipping can take a really long time to get to their customers, and they want to make sure that it's available for their customers in December and enough time that they can do their manis. It may not arrive until close to December, so they want people to be able to have the time to actually use it before Christmas, and that's why they do it in November. And if you stop and you think about it, it does make sense, because they ship all over. They don't ship to just the US. People buy it from other countries, and you've got to go through customs. You've got to go through, you know, the long distance of shipping from cross countries and everything else. Like there's a lot of factors involved when you're buying from outside of your home country, and it makes it take a lot longer. So, you know, if you're, say, from Australia, people order from Australia, people order from Canada. Now, Canada is relatively close, but there are people from the UK that I know order from Maniology. So, you're in a, you know, those of us who are in America, you know, in the United States, you know, probably are the ones that are questioning, the main ones questioning, why do we not get this in December? This is why we don't get it in December, guys. This is why. So, okay, so here we are. This is quite the lineup. I'm going to go ahead and move some of this stuff aside so we can get a better look at all this. And this is quite the lineup, guys. There's a lot of reds, and they're all very similar. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to clean up, and then we will discuss and get the close-up shots real quick. Because there is a lot going on here, and I want to be able to line everything up nicely for you guys so you can see it well. Okay, so there's all that. Okay, so we have our lovely reds here, and we're gonna go ahead and zoom in some, and look at that. This is our original. This is Winterberry, and right off the bat, the next one in line, oops, sorry, this one's Winterberry. This is Cranberry. The next one in line is Cranberry, and Candy Cane. Okay, I think I got some of these mixed up here. Oh, that one's Lima. That is Candy Cane. So I do have it in the right order. We have Bloodbender, Candy Apple, Galantine, Rudolph, and then Shankasenta. Okay, so these are all pretty dang close. Though if I had to guess, I would say the closest would be right here, which Candy Apple. Candy Apple, last year's December, looks like it is the closest overall. Even over the black, I'd say that's probably the closest to it, especially over white. All the rest are pretty close, but there's, depending on whether it's over the white or the black, would depend on how close it is. And as suspected, over the black, most of them are practically the same. Candy Cane is the one that really stands out over black as very different. It has an orangey feel to it, and I noticed that when I got it before. Like, it's supposed to be red, but it has an orange feel to it. It really does. And over white, it does look red, but like over dark colors, over black, it just has that orange shine, which is kind of odd for the name Candy Cane. You expect it to be red or white, or in the sense of like a spearmint candy cane, green. So I don't know. I feel like that it wasn't the right choice for naming on it, but it was made for like a Christmas theme box, so I understand why it was named Candy Cane. I just don't feel like that color matches the name so much. But these are very similar. I'd say the least similar is actually Cranberry, because Cranberry is an unusual red, but I do like it. It's very pretty. I do like it. It's just unusual. So there's lots to choose from that are similar. So unlike the green, you have lots of options. So if you don't want to spend the money for Winterberry, I'd say your closest option is Candy Apple if you've already got it. There's lots of other really pretty colors, of course. And I'd say that's all of it, guys. That is your comparisons with your greens. That is your comparisons with your reds for November 2023 Mani Me box, Winterberry and Spearmint. And I hope this was helpful to show you all. We'll do one last view of all these. They are quite pretty. I love me some good reds. We will move down the line here. Not gonna lie, I'm really digging this red. I'm really digging this Winterberry. Really digging it, guys. So, straight up, I'm digging it. I'm here for that winterberry. It's really pretty. So, all right, guys. Until next time, I thank you all for watching, and I hope that you guys will be returning for Thursday's mani tutorial. And hope you all have a good morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it may be while you're watching. Thank you all, and until next time, bye.